dilemma. It is about presenting students with an issue that doesn't have an obvious outcome. There may be different outcomes, and the students will have to use evidence to discuss and to come up with an outcome. We may be presenting students with the issue, should we have GM crops? We could look at that from lots of different perspectives. We could look at it from the perspective of the GM company, such as Monsanto, environmental lobbyists who would have a different group, a different view. We could look at it from the farmers and think about it from that perspective. And we could look at it from just the ordinary person who's buying food in their supermarket or in their shop. All those different perspectives could be presented to the students, and we could put them in the position of making a decision. We would expect that some teaching would have gone on around the science of that particular topic. Having presented the dilemma, what do we want the students to do? Have an opportunity to extend their knowledge and understanding through this discussion. The students will have an opinion, it's relevant to them. They will have a view. What we're doing is now allowing them to listen to other. We as a teacher are allowing them to develop and extend their understanding, and perhaps to modify that understanding as they go through and listen to the evidence. But this notion of cognitive conflict about thinking, there's no straightforward outcome, there's no easy answer. So presenting pupils with that really helps them to develop their understanding by having this diversity. What do you think a productive discussion actually is? I think one of the things I would be looking for is what the outcome is from the discussion. We move from opinion to, if you like, an evidence-informed view, or before you even think about having a discussion within the classroom, is actually with the class themselves, is to establish some ground rules. Make those ground rules positive, don't make them negatives. It's very easy to say, don't talk when somebody else is talking, but if you change that round and phrase it in terms of do listen carefully to other people's opinion. The question come up in terms of group size and research, but I think 4 to me is probably an ideal size in terms of where the opinions can actually be listened to by each person in the group. But there's enough in the group to actually generate that conflict, that cognitive conflict.
What is your suggestion for supporting groups in the dilemma lesson to share outputs at the end? So help them develop their conclusion during the lesson, how to help them assess. I think that managing time is very important, and probably different methods will help the students and the teacher. So some activities we can develop in peers, and then groups 4. Sometimes we have class in 2 big groups.
I think this is all about structure. So when we use the word discussion, we sort of think of a very free-form chat and conversation, and it's not that at all. Indication of how long they've got to work on a particular task. Allocating roles, I think, within that group as well, to make sure that the group is managed, because you, as a teacher, you can facilitate the discussion, but you can't go around and manage every group. You can't micromanage every group. So actually, having a group leader within that group is really important. Being clear from the start what the outcome is of that discussion. Preparing the students before the discussion. Keeping them on track is really important, to review the timing that's going on.
I think teachers can also model the behaviours and show the students what they want to see in terms of the outcome, and they can provide exemplars as well. I think it's always good to give clarity to the students about the outcomes. As you say, that clarity of outcome really helps them understand what they need to do within the time limit.
So thank you everybody, and see you in the next.
Thanks, Sally. Thank you, John. Thank you, everybody.